thought it was a better day today. Obviously, you got to go back and check out the film. It wasn't good enough a few days ago, and I thought that got corrected. I thought the guys answered the bell today. I thought we ran it particularly pretty well right there in that last period. There's a lot of plays today, and for them to battle through and finish the way they did, it's pretty sweet.
Mike, Crystal Rich, KTLA, nice to meet you. Is there an update on Cooper Kupp that we just saw just a second ago post MRI?
Yeah, I don't know like the total medical stuff with it. He's day to day. I mean, he'll be back, in the right time and stuff like that. So he's just going through the rehab process, but he's day to day. He'll be
How cautious do you have to be with him moving forward when he does get back?
That's a question, kind of for the medical people. I try to stay in my lane with that stuff. When they tell us, hey, he's ready, full go. Coop knows his body. He's a professional. The guys working with him are professionals. They'll get it right when the time's right.
What have you seen from the receiving core since he went out on what was that, Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 2 practices, but he wasn't here all spring. So for those guys to be able to move around, get 2-2 in at F, kind of shuffle some guys around, they're used to it. They had the 11 practices in OTAs. Obviously, this was our 6th one here, so they're getting used to it. And in some aspects, you always want one of the best in the world out there, but in other aspects, maybe there's other guys that are having to step up and play some positions they're not as familiar with.
What do you like from Tutu? What you're seeing out there since the start of camp?
Well, we can all see the stuff that just pops off, right? He's fast. He's not the biggest guy, but he's way longer and rangier than I ever knew, even when he was coming out of college, out of Louisville there. But the thing that people don't see, that we get to see on a daily basis, is just how smart this guy is. He's just locked in, and to the point where he's in meetings and he's absorbing all the information, but also, hey, what about this play off of this, So he's a smart football player, and that's what's given him the ability to be so versatile. Obviously, his athletic ability is going to help him out there when that ball snap, but being able to just, be versatile in this offense is a huge thing.
Mike, more game-like situational work in today's practice. What do you like about what you saw from the offense, particularly Stetson Bennett too in that 2-minute red zone work?
Yeah, just battling, going through all these situations. Again, this was only our 6th practice, and these guys, we've thrown a lot at them. And for them, what I thought took a step over these last 2 days. Obviously, weren't on the field yesterday, but we put them through a pretty strenuous, above the neck jog through yesterday. They answered the bell with that, and going through all these situations. Every single day is going to be a lot of learning for a lot of guys that haven't played at this level. So I was pleased with how they performed today. Bouncing back from 2 days ago.
Mike, besides, for the guys that you're evaluating like that, you're obviously filming everything they do at practice, but for you specifically, when you're making a decision, how much of that decision is preseason games? Is that 80%, 90%, 50-50?
Yeah, it's a case by case, right? Obviously, everything they're doing out here, we evaluate it all, right? It's not just doing one-on-ones just because it's fun and people are hooting and hollering, catching fades in the red zone. You're just seeing how guys compete, so that's a big thing. But obviously, those preseason games are huge, particularly with a young team. This is a different operation than, say, again, it's my first year, obviously, but than what they've done in the past year. They've had a pretty veteran-led team. Haven't had to play the guys as much in the preseason because they've had so much regular season work. It's going to be a little bit different, So that preseason will be huge to see what guys, when the lights are on, can step up and perform the way we need them to perform.
Mike, do you lean on Van, since it's year 4 for him, to be more of a leader? He's not exactly the most boisterous guy. And how do you get him back to his 2021 numbers? Besides, obviously, keeping him on the field.
Yeah, there's, the numbers. That is what it is. You're never looking at numbers or anything like that. We just want him being the best he can be. Obviously, 21, he was really healthy and had a really good year. And I think I know he's attacked this offseason to make sure that he feels as comfortable as can be. And to answer your first question, you just want Van to be Van. You're not going to ask. You got to be your own personality, a leader within your own personality. Van's a professional. He has the respect of this locker room. He has the respect of the receivers, the coaches, this organization. He comes to work every single day. He busts his butt, and that's all you can ask from these guys.
When you have a rookie like Steve Avila, who's spending so much time going up against Aaron Donald, how do you evaluate and teach off of his 11-on-11 film?
I think had the pleasure of going against Aaron Donald in an opposing uniform quite a bit, and it's pretty fun to have to go against him in practice, knowing that really the sack's not that real or something like that. But for Steve, if you're made of the right stuff like Steve is, then you embrace that competition every he's the best to ever do it, you know, inside. And I truly believe that. I think most people believe that. You know, so for him just to go and battle, don't try to make stuff up for Aaron. You got to just go play your game, and that is what it is. And you know, we're playing it real. We're not. Aaron's on the left side. We're sliding to the left. I mean, that's the way teams do it. That's what Seattle's going to do, right? And so we're playing it real with it. But at the same time, when you are matched up one-on-one, don't blink. You got to go.
Sean has not been shy about talking about how this team needs to get the run game back up and going, and something that the offense can really lean and depend on this year. When you guys are designing and then figuring out how to apply and teach, can you take us inside that process a little bit more, what that's like as a group and what that feels like when you apply?
Yeah, it's been a collaborative effort dating back to when we got here in February. Obviously, there was quite a few staff changes with, you know, just Wendy getting in here, Kaylee, you know, Ron Gold. So there was a lot of new faces, and I can truly say it. And been a part of some teams that could run the ball. We put as much time in this offseason as I've ever been a part of in terms of making sure we're on the same page, and it's always going to still be a work in progress, trying to figure out, no matter what our menu is, no matter what we think is good scheme, we got to fit it to these players, and we know that. Sean knows that. That's why he's Sean. You know, and so that's what this is for. We do got the menu right now, but we'll figure out, and that's you know what we're challenging our guys. What is our identity going to be? Because we try to do everything, you know. Jack of all trades, master of none, right? So, you know, we're just going to keep on going with it.
Yeah, so is there like an addition and subtraction process too? Hey, we tried this a couple times, it doesn't necessarily work, or it's not clicking, let's tweak it, let's change it, or let's...
Yeah, and in some aspects, again, when you have the menu, you know, we're going against our defense, right? And they have a certain front structure that not all that menu is good against that front structure, but you're still, you know, trying to prepare your players for when that time comes that they've gotten enough work, even if it's jog through. So again, we're, you know, trying to have that balance of what is good against our defense, but also, you know, making sure that we have the right menu come for the 17-game season.
What do you like what you've seen so far from DeMarcus Robinson, and what does he bring to that receiver room that's maybe different?
He's got a certain swag to him that's contagious, and I think you guys can probably feel that when you're watching out there. Every time he runs a route, he believes he's going to win that route, and he's had a tremendous camp so far. So I'm really fired up about him. You know, obviously I've known about him being in Kansas City and in Baltimore. He's been productive in this league, and I believe this is a good fit for him right now. And he just got to keep on building, keep learning the details of this offense. This is different from Kansas City, different from Baltimore. So every day's, you know, a challenge for him, just picking up those details. But when that ball snapped, you know, he believes he's going to win, and a lot of times he's right.
Luka Nakua, going back to spring when you didn't have Cooper, he's one of the guys who got more reps. How would you quantify his growth as a rookie, and just since you've been around him?
Yeah, again, he hasn't played in a stadium right now, but if I had to guess, it's not going to be too big for him, right? He's taken a lot of reps through the 11 OTA practices, through the 6 practices here, moved him around a little bit. He's comfortable. When he breaks the huddle, you can tell the guys that are comfortable and the guys that need help, and his comfort level's getting better and better. And what I really like about him, we're all going to make our mistakes, right? Particularly the young guys. When he makes a mistake, he doesn't blink at it. He's not looking back at a coach like this, that, or the other. Just gets in the huddle. He's self-correct. He's not afraid to ask the questions, and you know, really pleased with where he's at.
At this point in camp, is it easy to tell or hard to tell which guys are ready for the bright lights and which guys aren't quite there?
You know, you like to think that you know, as a position coach, as a coordinator, as a head coach, you got a pretty good pulse on each player, each position group. But again, you never know, particularly with a young team, until those lights go on. But you know, again, I'm excited to see these guys. I mean, it's coming up in whatever it is, 8-9 days, where they're going to have a chance against a different team, get it live, and then we'll evaluate that day after and see where we're at.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.